Camper Brothers podcast. We got, well, you can introduce yourself.
I am JD, their uncle.
He's the funkle. He's like big into archery and stuff.
Okay, before we get too far into this, I have something to say. This is the conversation banner. Whoever's holding it gets to start a new conversation.
I'm pretty sure I'm the host here. Can't I have like an automatic skip through to where I can?
No, I start with it. Okay. How about JD starts with it since he's new?
Well, I'm not starting this whole thing.
You start the Well, Levi starts with
give me the blanket. Give me the
It starts the conversation. Other people can talk, but it just starts the conversation.
Okay. Am I supposed to be asking you guys questions, or you asking me questions?
No, I'm asking you questions. You've watched an interview before, right? I got my interview blanket here. Okay.
No. It's the conversation banner. It's the conversation banner.
Where has we got some questions? I don't want to talk about. I lost my.
Shoot from the hip.
I lost my script, but I remember everything I wrote because I wrote it last night. What was like the farthest because I know you do a lot of archery tournaments. What was like the farthest you've traveled from where you live to go to an archery tournament? Like in miles, just roughly.
Well, from Squim to Redding, California.
You
So
don't have to go into that much detail where you live there, buddy, but.
I don't know how many miles that is. So you're gonna have to look that up.
Anyways,
on your own.
Redding, California.
Yep.
It's
So
much.
it's a 10.5-hour drive.
It's so much
Down
easier
I-5,
to
yep.
focus
I
on
thought-
someone's face than a camera. Because watching the videos, you're like, it looks like I'm just
That's
staring.
because you're a cameraman more than you're on camera.
No,
so
yeah, I'm
I'm
much
used to
more
being
camera.
able to look straight into that camera and be, I'm looking into that camera as if I was looking at someone and explaining something to them. But,
I'm kind of cameraman, kind of not.
Anyways, how long is like the average shot? Like you go to a tournament or something and like what's like you pull up and you're like not surprised that it's that long and not surprised that it's that short? Like what's average for
Well,
a
there's
shot?
different disciplines. So in an indoor archery shoot, which we do through the winter, is going to be 20 yards all the time. It's always going to be 20 yards. But like a safari shoot, which we do in the spring, there's going to be anywhere from 3 yards, so the shortest shot,
3 yards?
all the way out to
Do you
101
even use your pin
yards.
or do you just pull your bow and let go?
Well, shooting 3 yards is interesting because you use like your 60-yard pin. So you need to figure that out. That's why we do it. At 4 yards, you're using about your 40-yard pin, and at 5 yards, you're getting down to like your 37-yard pin or 32-yard
That's
pin.
from me to that camera.
Mm-hmm. So you use your 60 because
Actually, no, that's more like 1.5.
the distance between your sight and
I
your
wouldn't
arrow
even
coming out of
need
the
to
bow.
use a sight. I could just pull up and shoot.
Well, let's go shoot at 3 yards after we're done talking here, and we'll see how close you are.
Okay.
Because
What's
we're trying to hit
what's the bullseye though?
It at 3 yards. Guess I'm over here. At 3 yards is about that big. At 101, it's about that big.
Okay.
So it changes for every yardage, and then there's a lot all in between. So
Okay. Also, we kind of are like gonna go to the interview questions, but then we're gonna trail off, and then we're gonna come back to the interview questions. So we're gonna sprinkle them throughout the podcast, which is what I've found the best way to do it in all of our 2 podcasts.
I'm more. This is random, but JD, I'm
Okay,
more.
who do you see the conversation banner on here, buddy? Anyways, I want to talk about. Oh shoot, I didn't even. I was gonna tell the viewers something. My uncle JD, who is right there, you can see the camera over there. You sent this to me, because I was actually, I didn't even know about it until I texted you. I was like, I want to buy a compound bow. What's like a good thing to get as far as a compound bow goes? And then he just sent me a picture of this and was like, oh yeah, I built this one for you. I was like, oh sweet. And then he sent it to me, and then he came here like a week after, and so we've been getting it set up. My groupings have been weird. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, because it's been like, we got it dialed as far as left or up and down goes, And then I got it. You saw the pictures I sent you. I still have them. I can put them on the screen. I was shooting that line perfectly. All 3 arrows were intersecting that line.
On your vertical line,
Yeah, and my
horizontal line.
and so I was like, okay, good. Now I'm pretty much dialed. And then as soon as I started to shoot, it's like my groupings were like all over the place, and they weren't and all where I was aiming. So that's
Well, what was your normal miss? What was happening?
well. My normal miss was like it was consistently like 5 inches left, which is okay because that consistently 5 inches left means I just have to move the thing left, and I did, and it got better. And so I was like, okay, what else can I try? And I tried what you said, putting a little bit of flagging tape and just poking it into the target, so that I was aiming at a little pink dot instead of just aiming at a point in the target. And my groupings, they pulled together a lot, but they still weren't great. And so I was confused.
Well, I'd say
And I
just
didn't
it's going to
want
come
to-
with practice and with your anchor point, and it's very, very important to make sure that your peep and your housing are lined up. So you're looking through your peep the same every time, and establishing a good anchor point with your peep and your housing being the most important. So if your peep and your housing aren't lined up just perfectly, like where I'm at, like this, if they're off just a little bit here and there, then you're going to get different impact points. So to make sure that they are just circle and circle, if I had 2 rolls of tape or something, I could show you probably better, but that makes a enormous difference on your left and rights or up and downs. But if you're pulling back a little harder one time, because that has a pretty soft back wall, you could get
Yeah,
high
it really
and
does.
low.
There's no like you can go all the way to where I'm at full draw and pull it probably a good 2 inches
Yeah.
past that.
So I'd say having a really consistent anchor point would help that, and then having a really paying attention to getting your housing and your peep lined up every time would tighten your groups up a lot. So just getting familiar with your bow, basically, because you just got it. So
Yeah, and I've been shooting it like, if I had to guess, I put like maybe less than like maybe 50 or 100 arrows.
Yeah,
Not very
so-
many at all.
Yep.
How many arrows do you think you've put through your bow leading off of that? In thousands, has to be.
Well, I've only owned the bow I'm shooting right now as far as my target bow for a couple of months. So
How many bows do you have as far as like hunting and?
my house looks like a
Bow
bow
store?
shop. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I was expecting like
7.
3 or 4.
I have 7, and I got 1 for your dad. That was my last year's bow, and then I have 1 up at Grandpa's house, which I gave to him to use. So I don't really consider it mine, but it's one of the bows that I was using. But that's not even involved. The 7 or 6 or 7 I have at my house right now are all just bows that were.
Do you have them on like wall stands? Like
Yeah, I think I have 4 hanging up, and I have one of my target bows on the ground. And I just sold my old target bow. So I had a lot more, and now I'm kind of, but I only really shoot 2 of them. My main hunting bow and my main target bow.
That's a lot. I was thinking maybe like
3
2
or
or
4.
3 or 4.
Well, it's kind of
maybe.
it's like fishing or anything else. When you get into fishing a lot, you start getting a lot of fishing poles and fishing reels and fishing lures.
I know. I
and you
just thought of that
you
yesterday when
acquire
I was
tackle,
laying in bed.
so.
I was like, I didn't even notice this, but I have like 4 fishing poles and a fly pole.
Yeah.
I don't even notice.
And I
I'm just
didn't even
acquiring
stick
them.
that
Like
in
I'm
there.
just like, oh sweet, bye.
And that's what happens with archery equipment. You'll end up with so many different arrows and lots of broadheads and lots of releases and all
I
kinds
was
of
kind
different
of
stuff.
upset with my brother a couple years ago because we had this whole tote, like, basically, like, in the bottom there was, like, an inch of just standing, like, fletchings and nocks. Like, if you needed something for an arrow or an arrow body, you could find any spine that you needed, any size nock that you needed, any insert that you needed. The only thing that it was short on was heads. I was always short on heads.
Yeah.
Field tips, mainly. I never shot anything.
Well, and like I said, when you start
I've
getting into
never
it, you
owned
start
a broadhead.
experimenting with different stuff, like different point weight and different arrow spine and different fletchings and nocks and arrow
Anyways,
size. You start collecting all these things, you get way too many.
he has had something to say.
I did.
Yeah, you were talking about how you were frustrated with him. And you never said why you were frustrated with him.
Oh yeah, right. He just like one day he just like was tired of it being in his room, which at that time was this room, and he just like took it to the dumpster and he threw it away. It's like, what
Yeah.
the heck, man?
Well, you'll collect all your own stuff.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good start going. So.
I want to start shooting this recurve, which was
Yeah.
actually our brother that got rid of all those arrows recurve. But we don't have any recurve arrows.
Which I think is a good start. I think you should always start with the recurve when
No,
you're.
I think
Without
I'm
having any recurve.
I think I'm gonna start with
just
the
with the
recurve and
recurve.
keep going with the recurve. I ain't gonna start. I'm gonna go.
I've heard a lot of guys say that, but it is fun to get into the compounds and the sites and.
I know, I thought, I was like, oh, I'm just going to shoot nothing but traditional for my whole life, and then I got this, and I was like, you know what, I think I might get into compound.
Mm-hmm.
I get into a little bit more, oh, man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm out of sparkling water already.
That's
I
quick.
have, it's not good. If you counted how many sparkling water cans there is in that garbage can on that shelf,
Sounds like a lot.
it's probably in the same amounts as the arrows that I've shot to that bow. 50 to 100.
Yeah, so back to that question, I probably shoot maybe 100 to 200 arrows a day. I've had my bow for a couple months, but I always shoot, maybe
Like
100 arrows in the
Make that
minimum,
101 or 50.
and a couple hundred arrows a day.
Yeah, well, look, there's always like days of the week that you probably shoot more because you get days off work and stuff. Like weekends versus weekdays. What
Most
would you
weekends
say
I
the
have
difference?
a tournament, and like in a if I'm in a field tournament, we shoot
Do you shoot
112
less
arrows
or
a day.
more arrows?
Well,
In
like I said, in a field tournament, I'm going to shoot 112 arrows a day, and then probably some practice. So probably somewhere around 150 arrows a day. Where like this last weekend, I had a 3D tournament, and I only shot. We had 25 targets a day, 1 arrow per target, and so I shot 25 arrows in the tournament, and then I probably shot maybe 25 warming up.
it's only 50.
So 50 arrows at a shoot, which is a low count, but like I said, there's different disciplines each weekend. There could be a different tournament, and so in the safari tournament, you're going to have, a different amount of arrows than you would in the field tournament, which you would different amount of arrows than you would in the 3D tournament. So
Because, like I was going to say, like I was saying, probably when I go out to shoot, I shoot 3 arrows at a time, and I probably do that 4 or 5 times. So not, like, I don't shoot very many arrows. Because I don't want to shoot more than 3 at a time, really, because, like, I bring out my whole quiver, but I don't want to shoot more than 3 at a time, because then I know which specific ones. If I'm pulled back, and then it happens to break a little to the left, if I shoot 25 into the target, I'm going to be like, which one was that? I have no idea. But if I shoot 3,
yeah.
then I'll be like, oh, that's definitely the one that I thought was.
And you're less likely to break nocks and damage arrows and stuff, and so yeah.
Yeah, because
but
you're not.
you just got to do a little more walking if you want to shoot. So you do that, shoot 3 arrows at a time, shoot them 100 times a day, you get your 300 arrows in. That's.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Ow.
Can you just stop wreaking havoc in the studio? You do this every
Yeah.
time. But yeah, back to the questions. What is,
I can't talk at all.
like, this is gonna go into some other, this is gonna lead off into some other questions. We'll start pretty broad with the question though. Like, what is, like, so say there's an elk and you're like, I want that elk to be not alive anymore. When you pull up on it, like, what is a range where you're like, if you can see it, what is a range where you're like, okay, that's close enough, I want to shoot it now. And what's a range where you pull up on it and you're like, not a chance, it's gonna have to come closer?
It would be very condition, circumstantial, I guess, because if it's really windy or really rainy, it could change. But like this last year, I shot my elk at 70 yards, and it was perfect conditions, so no wind, no brush in between us, and it was, it felt pretty, I wouldn't say a chip shot, but it felt easy. It felt like a very confident shot. I could make 70 yards into a paper plate every time in good conditions. So, but I would say like 90 yards in perfect conditions would be an extreme shot. But say you shoot one at 40 yards, you hit them decent, and he runs out to 100 yards for a follow-up shot, I would shoot him. But if I hadn't shot him once already, I wouldn't shoot him at 100 yards.
Okay, so you wouldn't do you would only do a follow up shot at 100 yards. You wouldn't. Then you're
Yeah.
not
So I
super
guess I would say my cutoff would be in the elk woods. Probably about 85 yards would be where I would cut off for an elk. Where I would say that, you know.
And what do you know what the longest shot you've taken?
On an animal?
Follow up shot or not? What's the longest shot bow shot you've taken on an animal?
Probably about 80 yards. I think it was like 78 yards on an elk or something like that.
78.
Yeah.
That's not that. I was
Not far,
thinking
no.
more like 140 or something.
mean,
because you just winged one. You were like, well, I'm probably gonna miss.
No, I wouldn't. 140 is always too far.
Yeah. You can't
But
aim like
like
that.
in the Dull Sheep area, I would say woods, but it's really Dull Sheep Mountains. What 100 yards looks pretty close because you see them at 2,000 yards all day. So if you can get within 100 yards, it's pretty close. I shot my Dull Sheep, I think at 68 yards. But I have taken a shot on a Dull Sheep at further, but I did not hit him because with extreme angles, it was a 33-degree angle downhill, and it was a long triple-digit distance. But I missed over the top because my cut wasn't right. So if you start getting,
Can you just put that away? That's gonna stinking harpoon somebody's eye.
you start talking about cuts up and downhill cuts, then with different angles and different distances you have to cut. So say something is 80 yards line of sight, but downhill at a 20-degree angle, you might shoot him for 60 yards. Conversation blankets down.
It's a
banner.
conversation blanket. It's an American flag. You just threw it on the
It's a
ground. What the
banner.
heck is wrong with
Yeah.
you there, buddy?
It's a conversation banner.
One sec. Let me...
Don't hang that up on your wall. That's
You
mine.
guys know how to fold a flag?
No.
You know?
That's why I just set it down carefully.
Well, I can show you guys when we're done here. Or I can show you guys now.
No.
It's important you guys know how to fold a flag.
The audience should know too. They don't already.
Well, you got to hold it your side.
We can cut anything out too. So like that whole silence area where I was walking around.
Alright, fold it in half here.
We're being educated.
And then you fold it in half again. There you go.
Again?
Like that, yep.
Which direction are we going? This way?
Hold it right there like that. And then you fold this one out flat like that.
Do I hold
No,
mine?
you just hold it. Go that way. You go over here with it. Get this little triangle going. There you go.
I don't know if
Nice
you cut.
and
You're
tight.
barely catching it on this camera. I don't think you cut it on this camera.
Well, we'll show the finished product.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot nicer than just a flag on the ground. Then you go over that way.
Well, yeah, and you're technically not even supposed to put flag on the ground.
There
This
you
is
go.
where they would like show up to the soldier's mom house with their dog.
Kind of, but
on
you
the
would have
flag.
started from your end, so the blue and the stars were out as well.
Oh yeah.
But
'Cause,
that's the shape.
okay.
Anyways.
No, I mean we were showing to that camera,
You
but
can.
this podcast is getting unhinged.
Product.
Sit back down. Let's get back to the script.
Oh man!
But yeah.
I want to bring something. I want to bring a conversation out that's going to be fun for me instead of talking about bows, which I don't even shoot.
Well, you're in the wrong podcast there, buddy.
What do you wanna? I know this is a JD.
Nothing that I want to talk about is legal
That's getting cut
or
out.
appropriate.
Well, then we're just gonna have to not talk about it on air then.
But does your rangefinder cut for you, or is it just line of sight?
What do you mean cut? Like,
Well, if you're shooting downhill or uphill, it's different than line of sight. So I haven't explained that to you at all. So if you're, like I said, if you're shooting downhill at an angle, and your rangefinder, say it's on line of sight, tells you it's 80 yards.
Rangefinder.
Oh yeah,
You
because your
might-
arrow's not gonna go like this.
Gravity
like
doesn't
this
work
one.
at an angle. Gravity works
It
straight up and
is
down,
the-
and so you're going to shoot it for
first
like
person that
60
ever shot a
yards.
bow
But the thing that gets
didn't
most
have a
people is when you're
rangefinder.
uphill, it's the same way. So you range it at 80, you actually are going to shoot it for 60, depending on how steep the angle is. So you
Well,
cut,
shouldn't you shoot more?
you would think, but no, because it's actually a shorter distance between you and it, because gravity works on a straight up and down, not at an angle. So
Oh, because it actually is closer than your rangefinder sees it, instead of just being gravity.
well,
Am
as
I
the
wrong?
the line of sight is what it's telling you. Let's say, the way I look at it is like if it's downhill like this and you had a tree growing straight up, your line of sight is 80 yards, but if you went straight out the way gravity works, it's only 60 yards. So you shoot it for the 60 that the actual gravity is going to be pulling on it, not
Okay.
the 80 that's going down the hill. And that's the same uphill. Just harder to see. If you were down here shooting at something up here, you put a straight line down here, this straight line between you and the actual object is 60.
So kind of like sea level isn't from you across the top of the land to the sea. It's straight down to the level that the sea is at. Like your elevation.
Ish, but it's more of a triangle. Like if you look at it as a triangle as far as when you're doing your cut. But that's
I'm gonna
important to
say some of
understand,
that-
which is why I missed my Dall sheep, is because I cut 27 yards,
You're
but I
not
should
gonna
have
pull
cut
some of that
40
triangle
yards,
as the strongest
34
shape
yards.
BS, are you?
What's that?
I said you're not gonna pull some of that triangle as the,
The
strongest
shape
BS, are you?
is a middle finger.
I don't know that shapes have strength.
Well, I mean, like
Shapes?
if you think about it, like
Like
oh,
a shape
now I'm
of a
pulling it
war.
out.
Like a shape of a
Like,
war
like you have
place.
a okay.
Like a bunch of soldiers say, depending on what formation they are,
Well, I
they're going to be
suppose if-
stronger. Triangle is not one of them because that's just stupid. The strongest shape
I guess
is
you
an
have to look-
American flag. Big old American flag with tanks as stars.
I mean, I guess we'd all
And then
have
the stripe,
American
the
flags
white
for
and
roofs then,
stripes
because
and-
if you look at the roof of a house,
Yeah, but that's
which
the
is
water
designed.
and stuff could like deflect off of it.
Well, a brick would deflect more because if lightning hits your house, you don't want it to spread out all over your house.
He's got a point.
Or if
He's
lava
got a
dripped
point.
on your house, it would just hit the top and go through instead of spreading all over your house.
Now we're getting into something that Lukey's passionate about, it sounds like.
You know when he stands up, it's not good. Sit back down there, buddy. No, get your chair, Luke. I'm gonna kick you off the set if you don't.
This chair is so uncomfortable.
You wanna swap?
It's not even a chair. Levi just dumped out my garbage can and said, "Here's a chair." No, I don't want to.
What?
If you're going to interview somebody, then you have to let them have a chance to answer the question without interrupting.
I know.
We got so busted just now.
We're gonna have to cut all of that out.
Yeah,
Let's just
Wow.
restart now.
I'm just looking at all of the editing that is to come.
Let's
here.
just restart now.
Okay,
Well,
start it out.
basically, I can make it like a transition or whatever. We could go into another question, but oh gosh, the downsides of having not a script that I know where it is. Darn. What else do we want to talk about? Oh yeah, right. That I've been kicked out of my Google account, and this is probably going to be the first thing uploaded when we get back on. That or maybe a short. Most likely, if I get let back on.
Probably we'll post this and then post a short about how we're back on.
Back online.
Back online.
And
Ain't got no gas in it. I'm always back.
have you ever taught somebody from the ground up how to shoot a bow, or am I like the first?
Yeah, I have. Some of my friends that have maybe shot a bow once or twice, and now they're decently accomplished archers.
Anyways, this is an arrow. Somebody just gave me a bow, like our
This is
neighbor
an
or something,
arrow.
just like said, "Okay, we have a bow that we
This is
don't need."
going into.
And this arrow, their mom and dad must have thought like that it was dangerous, so they melted the end of the arrow, so it is no
blow
longer
towards
pointy.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid, and it wouldn't even puncture the target. When I had these arrows, it wouldn't go through. I even tightened it fully up and had Dad shoot it
Oh, yeah,
because I
someone
couldn't
will
pull
ask
it
me.
back,
Do you have a quiver like
and
this, or
he
do you
shot it at the target and it just bounced off.
Do you have a quiver like this, or do you use the one that's on the bow?
I have a hip quiver for target archery.
What? How does that mount? Is that like something like this?
Kinda. Mine sits more like right there like that. And then it's got a little pocket for my release and a little pocket for snacks.
This has all these little loops and stuff, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Hang like carabiners of like my backpack and sleeping bag on
And
that?
arrow
Oh,
coming
I
all the way
have a
up the bottom of
whacking
that.
stick.
Yeah.
I can smack Levi with this, or you.
I could take it from you and smack you with it. How'd that
Okay, I won't smack you, I'll smack him.
be? What
What
you
in-
got one coming. Oh, it's got a
Oh,
little,
the little water
scupper,
drain hole.
scupper hole down there.
Is, bite me. Earlier
Is that
I-
all the arrows you got left now? You went from a dozen to that many?
Anyways,
I
that's
have
the arrow
1,
that's
2,
melted. It's
3,
just,
4,
somebody just
5,
melted it.
6, 7.
They didn't want it.
So
That's
you've
why.
almost lost.
Almost
well, not
half.
lost, or broke half. Lost.
These are
'Cause
Levi's.
you got-
I haven't lost a single one.
This is a
Because you got some without
comparison.
knocks. Is that what's going on now?
Sharp
I
arrow.
have 2 without notch.
Can you just
What
melt
happened to the
arrow,
other
sharp
ones?
arrow?
Can we just put the arrows back, please? Okay. Where is this podcast going? Maybe we should have kicked Lukey from this set.
I didn't want to go on. I told you. I don't want to go on. But
You
no.
can leave.
Uh,
I mean,
No, you were the one that told me to come. I'm staying.
this isn't that.
I'm too ingrained into this podcast.
Hmm.
I ain't
What?
leaving.
When did you like get into archery?
I've been shooting archery my entire life. like,
Lukey
since
kicked
I was-
himself from the set.
Um,
Now I could be the main character on this camera.
some of my first memories of shooting a little recurve bow when I was very young. You know, 3 years old or something like
It's
that.
probably something.
Oh, it was a lot smaller than that.
Well,
It was
yeah,
the
but-
little, it was a little white one that you'd get from like a Walmart with the suction cup arrows, and then I would steal my dad's arrows and shoot those.
Instead of the second.
Oh yeah, I have a.
Would they actually punch the target at all?
I don't think so. No, I have a picture here that I just recently posted, which is of little me.
I can plug something I've been working on recently.
Where did my seat go?
Oh shoot, I thought you kicked
See, there's a picture of little me. It's a
Oh.
little white bow. So I was probably 3 years old right there, something like that. So I've been shooting my whole life. I don't know if you. that's
Oh, if you
probably-
want to, you can send that to me, JD, and I can put it like actually.
You can see a little bit of it, but yeah, that's.
Wait, I can show it to him.
But
It's look. He
I
already
showed it,
he
yeah.
just
Oh.
did.
so.
Mine
Didn't know that.
But that was always for hunting purposes. I've just started shooting target archery.
Anyways,
3
What
years
was your
ago.
first like compound
I
bow
went-
that would actually like was seriously like a compound bow?
I forget the name. It was when Matthews first came out, and I wanted the first Matthews. It was a
How old were you?
92 maybe, so I was 10 years old. But we ended up settling on, I think it was called a Silver Eagle or a Golden Eagle or something like that. It wasn't a name brand bow. You wouldn't recognize it now, but I still have it up in my attic.
anyways,
You're right. You
Anyways,
said-
But yeah,
whoa, I'll wait for you.
but yeah, I shot. I mean, with my dad's help, a couple of elk with that, and at a couple of deer.
Had a couple of these.
But I didn't kill my first deer with the bow until I owned a PSE years later.
Anyways, I've been thinking the last few weeks, and I'm like, I want a cannon. I want a cannon. Then I found a tennis ball launcher, and I decided to stick a can in it.
I never got to plug my idea.
Does it work?
It does work. Is there anywhere that I will not shatter your window out?
It goes that fast?
Don't shoot it at the window, bro. I mean, it's meant for hucking tennis balls like 100 yards.
No.
Anyways, the idea I was planning on plugging, I think you would think it was kind of a cool idea. Basically, there's an email that people can send me things from the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And they can also do that through comments, but then YouTube has a lot of stuff people are like under 18 or whatever, so comments like basically nothing but "you're awesome" can go through the comments. So there's an email that people can email me through.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that if they send, like, if somebody wants to do, like, cool art or something, then they can send the file to that email, and I can get it printed out at the library, which has a color printer, and put it back here on the wall.
But
Oh yeah. That'd be
So
nice.
then they
Yep.
could be like, there could be like their art on the back of the podcast.
Yep.
And they'd be like, oh, that's sick.
anyways,
Yep.
I don't know if that's a good idea, but I just wanted to plug the idea. So yeah, in the channel, like description, in the description of the channel, not the podcast, there's that email, and you can send me stuff if you wanted to go.
Yeah,
on.
that'd be neat. I mean, you look at like Steve Rinella's channel on
Yeah,
his
he has a
podcast.
picture of Jake's plane
Yeah,
in his.
huge. And so I don't know if that was 40 Mile that did that, or if it was
I don't think-
Steve that did it.
They don't in the meat eater. They don't tell where they're going to go to the moose hunting. So maybe we won't. Maybe we'll leave that part out. But yeah,
Well, I mean,
not the whole part, just the part where you know.
yeah.
we'll beep it out. We'll probably have to beep out a few things.
Yeah,
I
and you
don't
can
usually
blur your shirt out too.
Well, I mean,
You
they
don't
don't.
give anything away.
They don't know. Well, they don't know that this is relative to.
Now
Well, if you're
they're
talking,
gonna
if you're
email his
talking about
shirt.
your brother-in-law's plane, and you're repping his gear, it could be.
No, he just told him that our brother-in-law gives Steve Rinella rides. Great job, JD.
I've had to cut that same conversation.
Well, it's
Not
there's
the
not
conversation, just the like the little.
there's not to get in and get to fly with Jake. You'd be years out because they're booked solid. So
Yeah, that's something I want to say, but I didn't forget.
Yes, but
yeah,
then people could like.
if
big,
when
like,
we get
weird
old enough
fans
that
could
we-
like go to 40 Mile and be waiting for Steven Rinella there. But most of
think it's
Steven
quite
Rinella's
that big.
community is like people like him who are just like, oh sweet, can I get a photo? And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm on my way hunting, I gotta go. Like, you know, most of the community is like that. They're not like the music artists who their whole community is like.
he's not quite that big. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Anyways, the thing is that I'm not very excited for us to be able to get hate comments because that's gonna be real frustrating. But we can reply to comments, so just start recording everything I say about that person and send it to them, and they will no longer.
Why do you have to?
Ever
Why do I have to edit
be
so
here
much stuff
again?
out of this podcast?
You're not gonna edit this out. I'm telling you that you do not. You, by any means, do not want to send a hate comment. Absolutely not. No.
Come on, can we just?
Any comments I think are good. So
No. Yeah.
if
YouTube.
they're gonna comment,
YouTube will.
Yeah, I know.
give
I
you
mean,
credit.
that's pushing me farther into the algorithm.
yeah, send the comments. Even
So,
if
yeah.
it's because you.
I don't
Yes,
care
send
if you
all
don't
the
like
comments. Send,
Also,
please send millions of comments. Millions.
All right, you got any more questions? Let's go
Millions
now.
blazing fires of them.
I think maybe we should have kicked Lukey from the set hours ago. Maybe not even taking him to the set.
No, he's doing fine.
I'll go watch Star Wars if you don't want me to be here.
No, it's fine. It's just. Okay. We
Do
had.
you want me to stop talking? Do you want me
couple
just to
more
sit here as like maybe you should just get a picture
Oh,
of
yeah.
me and put it
How
here.
many of the people who are you are you shooting with? Like how many of the people who you are shooting with are like your like people that you've never met before or people that you've heard of? Or like what's the or people that like are like your personal like best friends? Like what's the
Well, Washington State, if it's like a Washington State championship shoot, like a state shoot, I'll know most people. But like the Reading shoot, you got, 1,500 shooters or more. I don't know that many.
well yeah.
And if I go out of town, when I get back to Washington after crab season here, I'm going to go do a shoot in Idaho. And I'll know a few people just from shooting around and Washington and California, Oregon, Idaho.
But have you ever met somebody that you like heard of from the internet? Like,
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, one of arguably the best shooter in the world right now I shoot with often, Bodie Turner. He's a good friend of mine and one
I
of.
don't know who that is at all.
Yeah,
But
well, Google him. You'd know who he is after that. He's an amazing shooter.
Oh, no.
And then
what is happening with this?
Oh, bring in a crappy compound?
Yeah, in big other shoots, you know, I run across other guys that are known in the archery world. But yeah, archery's pretty small, so
Did you pull it back like that?
I'm scared.
No.
I pull it back like this. That's the first thing Luke's done. He's like leaving me
Oh
alone.
my goodness.
You're gonna die. How have you even made it this far? Please, please, please don't ruin anything important.
Is this important?
Okay, well we
Not
might
yet.
cap it off.
Are you
soon.
important?
So archery's
Are you important?
archery's a pretty small
No,
community. So
that
if you
is-
shoot long enough, you end up running into pretty much everybody who is, you know, anybody. And I know people who are in the different classes, senior class, and other professionals that are very high level that I shoot with quite often, and are I would consider good
You ever
friends of
met
mine. So-
Cameron Haynes?
Cam Haynes. No, he is not a tournament archer.
Oh, he just.
He
personal
shoots. He's a
stuff.
hunter, and you know, a popular figure in the hunting world, but he doesn't shoot tournament archery.
Is it more rare to find people who are like that, who are like hunting, like big into hunting, but?
Well, no, because hunting is so much more popular than target.
Tournament,
Target archery is such a small part of archery in the whole scheme of things.
So
If
if
you
you're
wanted to
a
become-
big archer hunter, then you pretty much are.
Yeah, like Cameron Haynes is more famous, I would say, than Bodie Turner as far as in archery, because he's a big hunter, and hunting is a huge side, probably 70% of archery. But
Sure, he's more famous for hunting than he is archery.
yeah,
per
and in the
se.
tournament side of it, like I said, Bodie Turner is probably the hottest thing that's come out of the archery world for the last, you know, few years. Arguably the best archer in the world, but you walk through Walmart and no one would recognize him because target archery is small. I mean, he's making a good living, but not a lot of people know, because not a lot of people care about target archery. If you don't shoot it, then it's, and a lot of people hunt.
If I want to be famous, that's how I want to be famous. The kind that people like you're making money from being famous, but you're not like people like you can go to the grocery store
Yeah, not, yep.
and not like.
What I want to be
Which
is
is kind
not,
of what I'm
it's
worried
not like
about
some,
with this whole thing. Like, probably not going to, but like if it did take off, I wouldn't really want it. to.
That's I was
Well, that's how Steve Ranella is. Like, you talk to Jake and stuff when he comes into town.
True, like when
He kind of slips under the radar. He does what he needs to do to please the people, but he doesn't love the fame. And
no yeah.
he talked to me
the
and
outdoor
Grayson, like,
boys
you know, he
quit.
was just talking to us, like, not like we were really, like, fans, but more of just, like, we were talking to him, like, we were just talking
Anyways,
about stuff that we
Mhm.
had
The
done
outdoor
hunting.
boys.
Yep.
Because we're both heading
so
into
there's a
hunting.
niche there, but yeah, I mean, Steve Ranella is way more famous than
And it was
Bodie
a
is,
lot-
but Bodie is the best archer in the world right now. As far as shooting a bow, if you were going to try to hit a spot at a distance, nobody's going to beat him, you know, most of the time, especially not someone who's not a professional target archer.
Bless you, holy moly, that was incredible.
Bless me. Anyways,
What are you doing? You just put stuff down, you're gonna end up like...
outdoor boys they quit.
Okay,
but-
we're at 40 minutes, let's cap it at this.
No.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Anyways,
We can let Luke
they
finish and then we-
were talking about it, and I saw it, and he was like, it's kind of annoying that like I can't really like walk around in some like common parts of places like in like place I kind of like when I'm on vacation or something with my family, I kind of like put my hood up and I'm kind of like laying low until I post the video and like trying to make it so no one knows that it's me, because like I'm sure he doesn't want, like when he's on vacation, I'm sure he doesn't want like
But he said something
8,000
about his kids wanting to be, like, he was just gonna, like, basically quit doing his thing so that he could help his kids. Because their kids, all of them have YouTube channels, I think, and so he basically quit to help them get,
But
like, you know.
I
well.
think his wife probably didn't really like going on vacation, just having the entire thing filmed. I doubt his wife really liked that.
I believe that.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't really like it if my wife started filming me whenever we're on vacation. That'd
Well, it
be
was.
kind of
I don't know if it
annoying.
was his wife. It was mainly his kid. I think that was cameramanning and him. Him and his kid.
I know, but his wife getting filmed.
I mean, the videos I liked the most were this is probably all getting cut out, so we're just gonna film an outro after this. But the videos I liked the most was when his little kid was like, you know, a toddler, and he would go like camping in like 40 below in the hot tent with his toddler.
The one that
and
he
like
got most shit about because he was putting a toddler in those conditions. So
I
most
mean,
of
his
hate
toddler
mail
was
came
happy.
from-
I was
yeah.
gonna have to be
most
there.
people can't even keep a toddler that happy when they're in a warm house, and you manage to keep
Yeah.
him in a hot
I
tent.
think
that's
there's one where
probably,
like he went
40
to a hot
degrees.
spring and he brought like his toddler. Like he went to a place and then went
That
to
was
a hot
actually
spring and
in Ketchikan.
he brought like his little like toddler kid, and they both got in a hot spring out of a creek that
Mhm.
he
That was on
put some
Ketchikan.
pipes on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, well, thanks for
let's
watching.
call it. Thanks for watching.
We got quite a bit of good content and quite a bit of bad content.
We'll
so
see.
we're gonna have to.
If there's any beeping, it's JD
I think.
talking, so don't worry. We will not be saying swear words.
Come on. I didn't wanna. I was hoping I didn't have to cut anything out of the outro. No. I'm probably not gonna end up cutting a bunch, like as much stuff as I said I was gonna cut. Any of the stuff that would, you know, possibly cause issues on YouTube, I would probably cut, but not like, you know. But anyways, thanks for watching. There's a lot
Thanks
of
for
good stuff
watching.
in this
Bye.
episode. and a lot
You
of
gotta
bad
say
stuff.
bye, JD. Look
Okay,
at the
we
camera
done?
and say bye.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
Anyways, bye.